This video is about modelling. Oh, it's so stupid. Okay. So
I know it's really hard to believe, but I'm not actually a model.
Cece modeled this one time.
Yeah, I did model this one time.
It would have been more times, but like
I'm too short.
Anyway, we're going to talk about modelling in Japan because I know a lot of people
Or Choom is, and I'm gonna
She's
help
gonna
out.
put her 2 cents in.
Yeah.
So I think I talked about this briefly on like my channel, but I'll talk about it again because no one seems to listen. Oh. Anyway, so question: how become model in Japan? My journey.
My journey.
My journey. I started in England. I was bored. This is how most of my things start. I was bored. And I put up a profile on Model Mayhem. Google it. And then put up, I don't know, like a face shot, like a good professional, clear
without
shots.
makeup.
Or with makeup, without.
But
either.
not too, I guess.
Yeah.
Depends what you want to do, I guess. You want to do
Yeah.
alternative modelling or something.
Yeah. Fill out the stuff.
Yeah.
And then usually like a good few offers will roll through, but you have to be really careful because the first few will always be outdoor shoot nude or something like that. Like some people will email you about doing nude shoots, and if you're down for that, yeah, whatever, but not me.
If you're not, then
No, just ignore them or block or whatever. So I did a few shoots with mostly student photographers or people just looking to build up their portfolio for free, and it was just like a fun thing. I'd post on my page like, look what I'm doing, yeah, and they'd be like, wow, those are cool pictures, and I'm like, I know.
Cool.
And from that, actually, oh yeah, I forgot to mention this in another video. From one of those shoots, I got a job with Cyberdog.
Yeah,
Because
that's really cool.
Yeah,
You came up on my Twitter feed the other day with that shoot.
because I bought a lot of stuff from Cyberdog and I was like, I'm just gonna do a whole Cyberdog shoot with this guy, and we did it. It came out really well and they were really impressed and they like reposted it or whatever. And then I happened to bump into someone who worked at Cyberdog and they were like, oh, we want you to model for us on our actual website. I was like, oh my goodness. So that's how I got Cyberdog. So it's just, you know, just promo yourself. Just wear the brand and promo yourself and tag them on Instagram and Twitter and Tumblr and share.
I guess
and
this is like, you know, in a world of like social media, like there's a lot of opportunity for like self-promotion, so definitely use it.
Yeah.
Because that's how you got the modelling job with 6% Doki Doki for Moshi Moshi Japan.
Yeah, well,
They found you on
they
like
found
the
me on
Instagram.
they found me on Instagram. So yeah, so fast forward from all my modelling stuff in England, it was going great. Like I did work with Typical Freaks and who else? Cyberdog and just like random photographers and like Stark Naked Streetwear. That was all Instagram. And then I came here and I did Moshi Moshi Nippon with 6%, who also found me on Instagram.
Just Instagram.
Just Instagram, mate. And also, bitch, don't kill my vibe. Just that, an acronym. BDKMV, Tokyo. They found me on Instagram and they're so cool. I love them so much. They're so,
I think
so cool.
The photos come out really good.
Yeah,
I really like them, have a really good vibe.
They've got a really cool aesthetic, so I usually do those shoots in the evening.
Yeah, that's really,
And what I've noticed is that a lot of people like who are shop staff, they all just seem to know each other. So the two that run that, they're Joy Rich shop staff. And so I went into Pinup, and the
I didn't realise they were Joy Rich staff.
Yeah, there's Joy Rich, but
in La Forêt?
No, in Shinjuku.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in Alta or something. And I went into Pinup, and Pinup was like, oh, you're that model from BD whatever. And I was like, yeah, how do you know me? And then I went into Funk Teak, and they were like, you're the BD whatever model. I was like, yeah. And at oh yeah, I'll talk about Bunker as well, but yeah, other people just started noticing me. So it's worth, like, even if you think to yourself like, oh, it's not going to be a big thing, but like a lot of people start recognizing you.
Yeah. And I guess like you started it out as a hobby and you've managed to be able to do
it's still still basically a hobby. I'm supposed to be a student, but on the side, like I've got this separate life as in Choom-chan. Yeah, so I do brand shooting and catwalks. My first proper one was, because Hyper Japan doesn't really count, so it's just like whatever. My first proper one was for Vantan for Kanata's graduation show. He graduated for like hair
and makeup.
Is it hair and makeup or is this makeup? I don't know. It's like,
I think it's hair and makeup.
This area.
Yeah.
Of your body.
I was also there for a couple of days.
Yeah, Cece also experienced it. I was there for...
You were there for way more.
I did a lot of days.
Yeah.
I had to come in really early, like, well, I say really early, early for me, like 9 o'clock, and like leave at 1:30, like...
Just for like makeup tests and
yeah,
stuff.
makeup tests, where he would stick... I'm gonna insert a picture because I can't even describe what he did to me. But he did a lot of things to my face and my head, and like... This is the point where I get really frustrated at people when they say modeling's really easy.
Yeah, it's not. Like, it's really not. I did it for like 2 days and I hated it. It was really tiring, and you're just kind of like pushed around and made to wait for a long time, and they're like sticking stuff on your head and like putting stuff on your face, and you're just knackered.
Yeah.
Like.
So I'm glad Cece got to experience it with me.
Yeah.
So I've got like a second opinion of how annoying some of it can be. Especially catwalks when there's a lot of rehearsals, they don't want you to be there from 9, like 2 days in a row.
Skipping platforms.
I was there from 9 in the morning till 10:30 at night, 2 days in a row.
God. Yeah.
And that was insane, because in the morning he would do my makeup, and I had this massive headpiece on.
It was like
it
was bigger than Chick-chan.
It was bigger than Chick-chan. It was heavier than Chick-chan because I had tubes attached to my head, and the wires were like digging into my scalp, and I had it on for 5 hours at a time.
It was, yeah.
And then for the catwalk itself, it wasn't just walking, it was like, I have to skip and I have to like, I have to be so into it, I'm having so much fun, I have to dance around. Oh my god.
And you had to teach Japanese people how to skip.
I had to teach Japanese people how to skip, that was fun. But no, it was like, I'm moaning about it, but it's really like, it's a good experience.
Yeah, I think like it was I guess I'm glad I experienced it, but even if someone else asked me to model, I don't think I would take it up, because it's just, it's not really my thing.
Yeah, you have to be open to do a lot of stupid things and painful things, because the outcome is like the best part. You're like, wow, I did that and it really hurt at the time, but it looks really good, and I'm really glad I got to showcase Kanata's work. He worked really hard for it. All
the outfits were really, really cool, and it was like a really cool environment to be in, because there was like all these young creative people.
Yeah, and they were just like enjoying themselves, and they were really sad. It was like their final year of like makeup school, and they were like, oh, I'm so sad. And all the rehearsals were long, and they were like I'm really appreciative of Kanata like being there, like to hold the tubes up while I was sitting down, like trying to breathe, like with this thing like attached to my head, like and he was just sitting there like daijoubu, and I was like daijoubu. But yeah,
I guess like from my perspective as well, like people might think they want to try modeling, and then they do it, and then
because they think it's just you're gonna be standing there posing like pretty pictures, but what you don't realize is
there's a lot of other stuff as well, and it's not for everyone.
Yeah, what people don't realize is you're expected to perform like this, like whether it's just a shoot or a catwalk,
or just be like literally a mannequin. Like when they were like doing a critique of their outfits, you just had to stand, and they were like turn around, walk forward, walk back,
and just people talk at you. You have to stand there and just, you know, you may have a face, but you're mostly just there to model clothes. Like, let's be real.
You're just a like clothes hanger.
Yeah, you're just a clothes hanger. So, I mean, like there is the cool side of it. Like you get to do cool stuff. Like all the stuff 6%'s allowed me to do, which has been so fun. Like I've modeled for a Spanish magazine. Like there's another shoot coming up, and been in fruits, and like, still waiting for that Kera.
Yeah, they're never there when you're around.
I know, but I'm hoping. So there's that, the catwalk. So just think about that when you know, before you send me a message saying I want to model in Japan. First of all, think. First of all, number one, think. Second of all, that modelling in Japan is probably, I can't say for sure, not as different as modelling in England. Well, it's just like, I think for me there's more opportunities because I'm short. Well, for modelling,
for a model.
for a model, I'm short.
I'm too short for a model in
I'm
Japan.
I'm 5'6", so for catwalk, that's that's really short. So, but in Japan, I can do catwalk because they're looking for people over 165, and I'm 168, so I just about fit in that category. So you have to think about that. You have to think about whether you want to do it, if you want to go through all this nonsense just to get a pretty picture, or just to have your 5 seconds of fame on the catwalk. And it's not just about being a model in Japan,
It doesn't model anywhere.
Like Harajuku, the Harajuku scene. I think what you're thinking about is the fashion link to it.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily being a model there. It's just having your own style, which is a personal thing.
Yeah, because I guess when people talk about the street staff models and stuff,
some
they're
of it's
just normal people.
Yeah.
People who work at shops mainly.
Yeah, and as you can see, I don't dress like that every day. Jesus.
Easy.
I think quite a lot of my vlogging videos I'm wearing this jumper, which is really embarrassing. So yeah, before you think I want to be a model, think about modeling isn't the end goal.
No.
I don't think it. Well, for me, it's not the end goal.
Do you want to model forever, or do you want? No.
It's not very fulfilling. You're
once you reach 23, your career is
because
over.
you're always showcasing someone else's work.
Yeah.
Don't you want to express yourself? Because a model, you're just a clothes hanger. Don't you want to be a designer? If you want to do fashion, don't you want to be a designer? Or I don't know, what else can people do?
I think it's a good way to get into the industry.
It is a good way.
If you want to, make connections and stuff.
I mean, there's only so much your cow. I mean, your face is so small and your legs are so long and you're so skinny. There's only so much you can take of saying yeah, it is. Yeah. It's kind of the effect, the novelty wears off of people telling you you're kawaii all the time. So,
Really?
yeah. Also, the other catwalk I did, just to go back to catwalks, because Vantan was really different to Bunker. So I did I did one catwalk at Bunker and one performance.
Bunker is a fashion fashion school in Japan. Probably the most famous actually.
Yeah. So I did one catwalk. Where I was supposed to be popcorn, I think. It was sweets themed catwalk, and the rehearsals weren't as intense as Vantan, at all. I didn't have to be there for 10 days from 9 to whatever, and I only went 3 times, and it was very organised and it was really cool, and everyone was really nice. Sometimes I did feel I don't understand this Japanese, it was super duper slang, so you gotta just pick up on things really quickly.
Yeah.
You have to be able to adapt and also be able to learn quickly, because the run through, I was taken through it once and then they expected me to do it by myself straight after. And I would have been able to, but I didn't see the cue they were talking about. They were cue dashi, and I was what cue are we talking about here? Because I was looking over there and the cue was over here. It was just literally a person waving this pen. But I didn't see it. But it was fine in the end. It was just a bit it's a bit nerve-wracking. It's a bit intense because it's not, it's my 3rd language. And it's not even casual Japanese. It was it's the English, the Japanese version of yeah, in it sort of thing. I was
the kind of when we get kind of excited and we're not even speaking in proper sentences, kind of English.
Yeah, that sort of thing. So it's really daunting. And also you can sometimes, at that point I was a bit because I felt distance from the other models, because they're all, they're Japanese and they were trying to communicate with me. I was really doing my best, and it's really hard to be in that sort of environment, when you're supposed to get pumped up, we're going to go on stage, we've got to do a bit of a performance, pose, whatever, but you're kind of just sitting there feeling a bit frustrated at your language ability.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it was really cool. The girls were really nice, so it was fine in the end. And then I think my favourite one was the performance I did for Yuki, who works at Dog
that was so
in Harajuku.
cool.
She's a bag designer. Oh my god, she's so cute! She's a bag designer, and I wore an all-in-one. It was a tiger thing.
It was so cool.
And there were zips on the inside, so like
Insert picture here.
Insert picture somewhere. So there were like blobs, and inside the blobs were like gachapon, and everything she designed was a bag, but it was like a wearable bag, and the theme was like 2058, and it was just like, oh, it was so exciting. And all we did was walk around bunker and just pose, and like people were like, oh, sugoi, like that's amazing, and like take pictures. It was really cool. And everyone was like, again, everyone was really lovely, and like people, like one of the other girls was like, I saw you on Instagram, you modeled for BD, whatever. I can't get the acronym.
Insert acronym
Insert
here.
acronym, like, whatever. And so everything comes full circle. Like, it's really weird because when I got the message from Yuki about modelling for Bunka, I was with Kanata, and he was like, Yuki's my friend, she works in Dog, and I was like, oh my god, everyone knows each other.
Yeah, like Harajuku is actually really small.
Harajuku is really small, so if you basically,
if you know one person, you know them all.
Yeah, if you penetrate like any
if you enter
if you enter any aspect of like Harajuku, and if you want to be a model, it's, you know, it's really good to know one person, because then you know them all. Especially shop staff. Because shop staff, no matter,
some are really nice as well. Like, they'll
really
just
nice.
Talk to you and follow you on Instagram.
Yeah, and you know, you can expand your modelling career from there. Also, oh yeah, that's it. Okay, in terms of like actual modelling, we can talk about agencies and stuff.
Yeah.
So again, leading on from, I was bored and I signed up. I emailed a modelling agency, and it's called Avocado. I'll link it.
It's for like foreigners in
Yeah,
Japan.
it's for like, yeah, it's for foreigners. And I went to their building, and you know, typical Japan, it's in one of those places you think is like someone's house.
There's this, I went to a place like that today, and you open the
the door.
Not the door, the fucking elevator, and suddenly you're in like an office, and you're like, oh, sorry, have I interrupted something?
Yeah.
Still not used to that.
It's really weird. But yeah, this one was like in someone's house. I take my shoes off, put slippers on, I'm like, and everyone's like, you think like, oh, this is a bit dodgy, but I did my research online. They're all good. But everyone's like in front of their laptop in basically someone's flat.
Yeah.
But like it was all set up. It was all like official, and I was talked through all the rules and everything. And I didn't think I got in.
Did they speak English there?
No, yeah, they were all fluent, like really good English.
Yeah.
So don't be worried about that. And he took me through it in Japanese and English, and it was fine. And they take all your measurements on the spot, they take pictures on the spot, and if you don't have any printed out photos present, you just email them later. And I didn't get an email back.
You just got like an offer for a job.
Yeah, they didn't email me back saying that I'd been accepted, so I was like, but then they emailed me for a possible job, and I was like, so I guess I was accepted. So I know of Avocado and Aqua, and if you just do
Google.
Google it. There's agencies specializing in foreign models, which you can enter pretty easily, like even without a level of Japanese, even if you're just a beginner.
When we were looking at the sites together, they had like what their level of Japanese was at the bottom, but
yeah. I mean, I think I'm at an advantage because
you can communicate.
Yeah, I've got Japanese and I've got other languages. So, and whatever other skills, you know, if you can, I put down, I can do athletics, and which is a slight lie because I gave up like however many years ago, but I can probably do it still. I can dance, I can't sing.
I don't think that really matters in Japan though.
I can try. I can do karaoke, but yeah, so just add any skills down that you have, and yeah.
Start your modelling career in Japan.
Become a famous model.
I guess as well, same with working, right place, right time. Someone might just see you. And
you have to be cute. I think that's the number one thing. You can't, I think some people just like, because they're foreign, they think they can get a job. Like, no, you still have to be cute or like tall.
Or have a,
or like
this, you know, like a kind of interesting face.
You have to have a face. Yeah. Or a body part, like you can be a hand,
body part,
like a hand model, or you can be a narrator.
Yeah, you have a beautiful voice.
Yeah, so you can, because they're always looking for voices that can say things about Japanese products, like one day I was
an
looking
orange.
I wasn't boring. I was going to the cat cafe. Oh dear.
That kind of こんな感じで
こんな感じでお願いします But yeah, what else is there to say? Just, I think, yeah, I just want to stress the whole, like, you can't just come here and be a model, guys. Like,
yeah, if you're coming here,
or you can come here and be a model, but you can't come and be successful instantly.
no, unless you're like, I don't know,
Unless you're Cat Moose.
unless you're what?
Kate Moss.
Kate Moss.
Cat Moose.
Cat Moss.
Cat Moose.
Yeah, I think you know, if you're coming here with the intention of like becoming a model, like have something else
Have
as
a
a
backup.
backup, because that's not really that I think anywhere, to be honest.
Refer to our other video on how to get a job.
Yeah. Like, just keep, you know, hands in all the pies or whatever that
Hands in all the pies.
And you're not gonna walk out tomorrow in Harajuku and have someone come up to you and be like, oh, I want you to model because, you know, you're white. Like, that's not gonna happen. So, yeah. Just because you wear kind of weird clothes, you know, it's not gonna happen. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. So, as Cece likes to say, manage your expectations.
Yeah, it's my favourite saying.
It is. It really
Relating to Japan.
manage your. Keep it real.
Expect nothing.
Expect nothing and
Get
everything. Yeah, that's basically my life.
Same.
That's depressing. Okay, I think we're gonna.
Yeah, we're kind of rambling now.
Okay, we're just being idiots now.
Yeah. Bye.